I can go on right now. I mean, it's not too hard, not too tough right now. How's it going, everybody? A bit of a, I don't know, bit of a tiring day. Well, yesterday was. I don't know why I do the whole September thing. Like, I'm no longer on Twitch, so it doesn't make any sense to do like my affiliate thing. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I just think it's a nice tradition. At the same time, it knackers me every time. Like, it genuinely does. But it was a nice time this year. Like, it was a nice time. I got one more to do tomorrow. But outside of that, like, it should be pretty much wrapped up. Where I'm not gonna lie, 90% of this was just me doing just chatting. The sheer fact that it's been a very busy like September. Like, it's been a very busy September this month. I do know next month. Sorry, well, yeah, technically it's next month. I'm going to try and convince myself to actually try playing Tekken again. After the sort of like stream we did with Martin. Yeah, Martin kind of proved the fact that my computer can finally handle playing Tekken streaming and not over steaming it for once. Like, it felt really nice to actually see that like, I don't know, like, it feels good to know that my computer now is like at a rate, like it's much better now. I don't know what I did to change it, but it's at a place where it can actually, you know, stream fighting games. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I need a good fight though. I do need a good fighting game. I cannot wait to talk about like some virtual fighting, because what I'm thinking of doing, because of the whole month away from editing, I really need to do some editing for a DDD. For the DDD video, I need to do some editing for that. I want to do some editing for master rank, because I did hit master rank. That was, I can't believe I still did that. Like, I cannot believe I hit master rank in Master Duel, and it's like, it's not a big accomplishment. Well, it just means I was good enough to play the game. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's really weird. I still just can't believe I did it. To actually you know, get that. Hey yo. Ending support for Windows 10 for what's it called? Monster Hunter. Wow. That's interesting by itself. Oh dearie me. Nah. I think I need I don't know if I'm muted. I'll be muted. I might not be muted. I should be muted. No, I'm not muted. Nice. Oh dearie me. I need to give Zep an idea for a stream, because I really want to do this with Zep. I have an idea for a Vanguard stream. That I want to talk to her about doing. I was always going to do like a legacy progression series, like sort of like a draft sort of series where we both was going to do that. That didn't really take off because I'm lazy at editing. No, but it would be nice to sort of like do a draft with Zep on something or another. Like, I would love to do it on what's it called, Vanguard. I would love to do it on Diades, but you know, the problem would be, actually, I just had a thought. How do you actually Vanguard? Is there a way to actually Vanguard draft? Draft. How do you get draft on Vanguard? Okay. Hold up. This actually sounds like something we can do. Each player opens one booster box pack of... Each player opens up a booster box of... Checks the packs inside. Each player makes a critical unit pack. Wait, what? That can't be a thing on Diada's though. That is not a thing on Diada's. Is there a drafting website? I wonder if that's at all possible. Because Vanguard is... Vanguard's weird. The system it has to make a deck, you need 14... You need 14 triggers. 14 triggers. 40 cards. And at least a stand unit. Level 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think I might actually just quickly get in contact with Zeth, asking her about doing a draft. Like, I really want to do like some content with Vanguard, because at the current moment, like, all I've got planned is all I've really got planned at the current moment is content that involves Mastodon, which, fair enough. I like Mastodon. Like, I don't like the game at the current state, but I do like Mastodon. Like, I like the game. Most of it's just going to be talking about DDDs and yes, Gem Knights, because I do need to make I want to make a video about Gem Knights. That deck is super fun. But I would love to sort of do something with Vanguard. I don't know what just yet. It would just be, I don't know, just be very interesting to say the least. Yeah, that would be fun, I guess. I'm gonna quickly look up ways to sort of make a draft. Maybe I should actually do this on share this on screen. Actually, yeah, I can do that. Hold up. We actually still have this website open. Okay, there we go. I can do that. Yeah. What I want to do is look over how I could potentially do a draft and what we could do for let's put in doc. Doc. That is me. Okay. Use try a different there. Use your passkey. There we go. Okay. A new blank document. Okay. I'm gonna look for some rules. What can we do? Hold up. I'm just gonna go to studio mode. Window. There we go. Okay, there we are. There we go. want to make some rules for making a draft. I want to know how I would go about doing it. So, God, that is awful. I don't know where the U goes in that. Then it's U A R D. I would usually use delete, but I don't really fancy rearranging my entire thing. Draft ideas. Okay, so the easiest way to sort of do a draft in any way, shape, or form would be packs. So, pack. That would be the easy one. Cube draft would be an interesting one. Um. The issues with a draft, like Vanguard as a game, issues with PCV, I guess. Is actually the idea of stands, triggers. Triggers. You need 14 of them. 14 total. So that's going to be an issue right there. How do we get rid of of that? I know what I'm typing. So how do we do that? Also, you need like grade zeros. You need grades 0 through 3, if I remember correctly. Like 0 through 3. Like you need 0 through 3. I've just toggled my thing. So yeah. So those are the issues with these. How do we get rid of that? Do we get rid of that? So grades, like triggers are easy. We can easily go for like trigger. So what we can do for that is, I guess we can auto include heals. Like I guess that's not a bad rule. Auto include heals because it kind of makes sense. Like heal triggers are they're not exactly the most useful of triggers. And by that I mean they stop you from losing, but that's about it. If you auto include heals, that makes our 55 card problem. How big is this card Vanguard deck? Bet it's 50. How big's a Vanguard? It's so long. Deck. 50. Okay, so it's 14 for triggers. Got 50 cards in total. So we got 14, 15, and 4. That's a lot of cards you got to draft. That is basically. Wait, what's the full deck total then? 'Cause it's 50 cards. 5 rare cards. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 rare cards? No, it's 3. Wait. 0, 1, 2, 3. And it can go up to grade 4. Okay, like that could be it. 3. I hate pressing 3 on with whatever it is. Hotkey. Number 3. Where's number 3? Get rid of that one. I don't need you to switch scenes. Apply. I go free for my own. So cube is probably the easiest way to do this one. Cube is pretty easy. We just get a pool of ads and work from there. That's easy. And we just choose a class. How many? What are the Vanguard nations? Nations. There are 6. I remember that much, but I don't remember what we use them for. 6. Problem also is then we're doing it on probably dia days. We would like doing it on dia days. Just a that's just annoying. Because technically these are all true. So we have this, and that's why I didn't want to press delete, because I rearrange this now. Okay, so we just use these a lot as our basic. We choose one of these nations to, I guess, do it on. That doesn't sound right at all. That could be pretty interesting. What do we do for heals? Well, okay. For all the draft, actually, no, we could just go nation draft. That would work pretty nicely for a format. Also, a draft like this usually requires like a draft usually requires more than 2 people. I don't know that many people with this particular game. That would work though. How would you do a cube draft for Vanguard? So for Vanguard, you would need. Well, we would need a grand total of 14 triggers per deck. So okay, how would you do that though? In a cube format, you would need booster packs contain exactly 10 cards. Rare, grade 1, 2. You know what? That's actually something I should look into. Like when you're doing a draft, how would we do a cube draft? This is a lot more complex than I expected, because we could just do pack draft. A pack draft is easy. Like, sorry, pack draft is pretty easy. Pack draft, you get like what? So it's 10 cards per pack. I think there's 8 cards per pack in I don't remember in that one, but you get like the maths would be. We say there's like 10 cards in a pack. I don't know. 10 cards in a pack. We open. How many would we need to open for a pack draft? 6 would give us exactly. What we could do is do 5 pack. That would work. Okay, yeah. We go 5 main, 5 main, 5 random. So 5 with all nations. With all nations. Yeah, I know what I spelled. I know I spelled it wrong. Google. Then we can go into 5 would give us 50 cards. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? 50 cards. Then we go 5. Hmm. Hmm. That's 10 per pack. Per pack. That would work pretty nicely. But then what? Let's say we go 10 per pack. 10 cards. Love the fact. This is why I don't do delete. Why I don't do delete. I need to get rid of that. I like using delete. It saves so much time. Uh, let's see. Let's say there's 10 per pack. There's 10 cards per pack, 5 packs each. That would give us, what, 50 cards? That gives us 50 cards from that alone. But that doesn't mean it'll be working. That doesn't mean the deck would be working. It would mean it would be random cards. What are the odds of like getting a working deck after 50 card pulls? What? 50 pack pull. Okay. From there, what do we do? Uh, let's see. From there, so I doubt it would be like. I don't even think you would get a working nation after that. Like you wouldn't even be able to get a working deck after that because it's just like because there's 5 nations, we would need like I want you like it wouldn't be like it wouldn't work that well, would it? Like uh let's say there's 50 cards, you would probably get, so then after this point you pick a nation. Um you'd pick a nation. So then we would have to make a option. So option 1. Option 1. We include 4 heal triggers. Double D in it. 4 heal triggers. That would get rid of like our randomness. That would get rid of all random elements. Because most heal triggers do not have an effect. Some do. Some do have an effect. Or we can include like we would also get right. So we can include. Hold on. What we can do is just include 4 triggers. And this is again. I hate that my model does that. I need to get rid of that delete command. 4 triggers. We include like because you need triggers, but you only how many triggers can you have? I think you can only have up to 8 triggers, correct? Like every deck must at least contain 14 triggers, 4 health triggers. It's like the rules are 4 health triggers. Yeah, I forgot that's also another thing about Vanguard. You have a max of 4 health triggers. Heal. I think it's 8 in total you can have for draft. 8 total. For total for one type. This is the question. I'll include heals. I think that should be optional. Like, I think that would make some sense, but I do think it should be optional towards if you use them. I don't think you would be able to like. How many packs would you need to open? Okay. 14 take away 50 is 36. That's 36 cards. We need 36 cards. So we need 36 cards. Fourteen triggers. 36 cards. Ugh. 14 triggers, 36 cards. 14 triggers. Fourteen triggers, 36 cards. What is it? Like, what is it? Like, 4, 5. What is it? Like, grade 1 through 0, 0. That's 4 stands. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 stands. That's a lot of specific things you need to do a draft, and that doesn't like. How do we get rid of? Again, I love the fact that I have a delete key on my model. I don't even know why I have it still. Max of 44 heals. Rest can be total of 8. I believe that's the rule. It could be 7. I know that sounds like a random rule, but I do believe that is the rule. How do we get rid of the above? So max 14 heals, grids 1 through. Do that one. Grids 0 through 3. That's fine. I'll include heals. That would make some sense. Also get rid of 4 cards from our triggers. And it would be a mandatory like inclusion. So you do so what we done so do we ride lines. Ride lines. I'd say we don't need a ride line. We don't shouldn't have a let's see. Also, we need triggers from nations that are in the right nation. I forgot about that. In nations in the trigger. Triggers are like one of the worst things to include in a game. Like, I'm not okay, they're not a bad mechanic, apart from the fact they're all random, but you need like look at the amount of things that we have issues with. We have 14 triggers, 36 cards, different nations, uh four stand grids from grids 0 through 3 in nation triggers. So let's say I got a good draft from getting a pack. So let's say I got myself, I don't know, like the correct. Oh yeah, some cards need orders. I forgot about that. Some cards do actually need orders to function. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily would be like a massive disparity, but it is actually a problem in Vanguard. You need the correct order in some decks to actually for them to function. I have no idea on how to make this correct then. So for triggers, the easiest solution is let's deal with the trigger issue. The trigger issue is the hard part because we need in like in-game ways to do that one. How do we do with the trigger issue? Because that is the biggest issue about this game. What do we need to do? For a draft, I would rather keep it random, but at the same time, I do understand that it's a big factor in the game. So include for heals. I do think heal trigger makes sense to include as that one. The rest can be random, but having auto 3 heal triggers, like 4 heal triggers, that would at least save the stress of getting like heal triggers when you don't need to. If you get a better heal trigger, you can still use it. Like there are some better heal triggers. But if you have like, I don't know, like 1 out of 4, like yeah, it's something that's probably going to need to be sort of Done. Option 2. It would be nice if we had a Hearthstone like generator for random cards that we pick. We pick a nation, then we just get a random load of cards. Cube is a little easier to do. Cube is a little easier. But that would need the problem with Cube. The problem with Cube, right? The problem with Cube is it's needs more than 2 people. So I would actually need to make main. So yeah. It needs up to 4. Up to 4. That's the problem with a cube job. It's probably the most simple. But yeah. I also would need to figure out how many cards you would need in a draft. Like, how many cards would you need in a cube draft for, like, Vanguard? Because you would need, there is, we could do a pack cube. That would work, I guess. How would you make a cube? Make a cube. 180 cards, it says. 120 to 180 cards. Jeez, okay, so you would have to personalize it and make it your own. Jeez. I mean, it could be easy to do. Hold on, I got the statistics here. So we need 120 cards. 50 grade 1s, 45 grade cards. So here is the statistics that we need apparently to do this. We would need units. So for a cube, we'll need more than 4 people. Wait, I got that backwards. Cube. More than 4 people. That's a problem. But we need grade zeros. 100 and need 30 grade zeros. 50. 50 grade 1s. 45 grade 2s. 45 grade 3s. Utility 10. So that is apparently how many cards you would probably need for a draft. An average draft. For 4 people. Highlander format would work too. Highlander would actually be better than literally any other like format. 1 of for every single deck. Highlander. That's not a bad thing that we can try out. We can try Highlander. 14 triggers, 50. 35. I want to know why someone thought it was acceptable to make like 14 triggers into 36. Like, why would you ever do that? Have a butchers. I just need to move that over there. Go. Ride lines won't matter. Nations. Would we still need the pool? Yeah, we would still need to do these in pools. We'll still need to do these in nations rather than anything. We would need to we need the card pool. Then go to nations. All have to be from them niche. I don't know why I keep saying nation rather than nation. Like it's not exactly a hard issue. That's not a bad idea, I guess. Um, it's the easiest thing, but it would require 4 people. And I don't know that many people who have Theodis. Uh, yeah. So that would require that. The triggers is still the issue here, but I'm not thinking about that. In this sort of format, though, we can also say that 4 heal triggers are again mandatory. I think it needs. I think we need 4 heal triggers because at the end of the day, you can get random like draw triggers or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, um, yeah, I think you shouldn't like need you do need 4 heal triggers to be included just to make all this sort of make sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's see. Um, how do we also then make sure you can only play 14 triggers? Let's say we have given the option to include heals. What then? Then. So we'll need to still get 14 triggers. So let's say that we have 4 heals. And only... no, 5 triggers. That would make triggers. What would be the rule that we would go for that? The rule would be... A rule for that would be pretty simple, wouldn't it? Like, that would make 9. This would make 9. Would make 9 triggers. So you would still need 5 non-pack. Non-pack triggers. Uh, 5 non-pack triggers. Where does those come? We could just go option. Go basic. I forgot about over triggers. I forgot over triggers. Like over triggers. Go basic. Okay, what we could then do is over triggers do have a specific over triggers do have a specific they do have a specific effect that they do have. Like all of them will have a specific effect that they do have. I forgot what they I forget like the what about earth triggers? Like I forgot how specific like this game is fun, but you gotta be specific, like with these cards. Over. Yeah, spell it correct. Over. Trigger. What about over triggers? We can include one. Okay, depending on the type. Include one and change if crafted better. That works. Option go basic trigger to fill. That would work. Uh, how would you? Um. Let me think. I guess we can include like vanilla triggers. Uh, uh, include as include vanilla triggers. I guess that would work. Like that kind of works for me. That does work because that would make it so that you would if don't X. That would work. That's probably the cleanest way of doing it. It's also the simplest. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Vanguard is one of the stupidest formats to actually do drafts in. Um, uh, I don't think there is a draft. I don't think there's a trigger. Have a Nova. I don't think there is a. Hold on, here it is. I don't think Diades has a a specific pack for I think Diades has a specific pack for I think Diades has a specific pack for this sort of thing. Shop. Uh, uh, What's in this pack? Hold up, hold up. What's in this pack? Okay, this does not have any boosters. It just has things to make decks better, which is quite annoying. Uh, that's annoying. Uh, that's annoying. The also another thing of it is, we would also have to get a certain amount of VP for this. So it would be probably best if we had sort of like I don't even know how many VP points it would be to do this. For this recommended 800. Why is it 800? Like, why is it 800? Because we can't even do like a specific like. I mean, we could. No, we can't even do that. We can't even like do a nation's like the nation's only one because it's gonna cost like it costs 800 VP for one pack. That's insane. To do this, we would need, what is it, like, even 5 VP would make this, like, I don't know, doable? Unless there's a specific one that has specific, no. Okay, so this would mean we would have to open, like, a ton of vanilla packs that have random stuff that we might not need. I guess we figured out the nations issue. Like we figured out the triggers issue, which is still an issue because we gotta go on to the next one. How do we get past nations? Like how do we get past the nation issue? Not all like hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Add game input, game capture, specific window. Here it is. Because this doesn't have, like if I go in here, this does not have, hold up, I need sound, don't I? Evo sound, we'll go to get it. There you go, you got Evo sound, we'll go with that. There. So the problem I have here is with this particular mode, we go Lyrica. This is the only really draftable nation you have because all the cards will be Lyrica cards. Like 90% of these cards will almost always be Lyrica. That is the stupidest thing. But let's say we go to damn, this game sucks. This game genuinely sucks. Let's say we go to this one. This you would think would have like a lot of, you know, the fiery type, you know, the what is it? What's the name of the nation? The Dragon Emperor. No, we do not have all Dragon Empire in this deck. We have a bunch from every single type. In like we have stuff from the I am not clue how you pronounce that. I had to choose the one that I don't know how to pronounce. But we have stuff from Ken Century here. Like we have stuff from Ken Century, and it's going to cost us 300 per pack to open. This game just does not like sealed format. It just doesn't. It can't do it. Because if you look at this from this perspective, we have to use Lyrica, which means that, like, I personally hate this deck. Yes, there are some fun things you can do in the pack. Like, there are some fun things that this deck can do. But ultimately, that is the problem with this entire idea. Vanguard as a game does not let you try new things. It just doesn't. Like for example, this is just Lyrica. We can go into Lyrica, but we can't do it in like Dragon Emperor. Like both me and Zep might be able to do like a Dragon Emperor deck that's pretty interesting. Like I would love to do Stealth Beast. Stealth Beast look amazing. Don't get me wrong, the actual deck itself is awful. I've tried it once. It's not bad. It's just underwhelming. It's very underwhelming. I'm just gonna say that. Hold up. Was that not transitioned? Good lord. That not transition? Exit studio mode for a bit. So yeah, this is the problem with Vanguard. It will not let us do standard draft modes, because let's say we pick Blazing Dragon Reborn. Blazing Dragon Reborn has these amazing cards in it. It also has like a bunch of Sanctuary cards, 10th Sanctuary. Like, how are we gonna draft using these? Like, if Sep gets like I don't know, she wanted to do like an interesting like a Phoenix Dragon. I don't know, like how you pronounce some of these cards. Jeez. Brilliant Equip. She wanted to make a Brilliant Equip deck. I don't know. She wanted to do that. She couldn't do that. She would like there's 100 and... The only way we could maybe do it is if we had like I don't know, man, like you can't go out of archetype either. So that's a problem. Like this is a massive problem with Vanguard in general. Let's say I want to make a deck. I want to make a deck. Deck build. I still have some decks over here. Create standard. I would have to choose a nation for that. I don't mind doing this in principle, but in a draft format, let's say I want to make Kashtira. I want to make a Kashtira deck. What? I would need to go into a Kashtira pack with that particular archetype. These do not have particular archetypal specific things you would get. These would all be like, if I go here, I don't specifically have like an archetype I can just go to, and that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, it means that every other card kind of can function in the same deck. Like, look at that's the same thing that Yu-Gi-Oh does, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily a bad deck. It's not exactly. It's just not draft friendly. It's just not draft friendly. Like, I would have to go to the nation, then specifically pick. It's just. It's not going to be fun to build this sort of system with. Me and Zep would have to. I also including Zep in this plan, knowing that she might say no to it. Like, the easiest way to do this would be all nation draft. Like, we have a nation only. Choose from that nation a card pool, and pick from there. Making this stuff sealed is annoying. Let me have a butcher's. Game capture. But yeah, no, this is the sort of issue that I kind of run into when coming up with a draft format for Zep and myself. Because it's an interesting call. It's an idea that I want to sort of pursue, but it's like over triggers are an issue. Triggers are an issue. Nations are an issue. How do we circumvent those particular issues? The only thing I've got at the current moment is we do the nations only stuff, which is perfect for drafting, but it costs 800 VP a pack. In order to build a Vanguard deck by itself, you would need to at least open up 5 of those. And that's saying we have enough VP to do that. We would need to make this a progression series in order to also to make this have any sort of value back from this. And that would be fun and entertaining content. But I don't know if like Zeb would have to like we would have to like Zeb alone would have to buy, what is it? So like 800 pop a go. Let's say you get 10 of those packs. That way you're sort of like doing that's 80 cards, right? That's 80 cards. That's 10. Sorry. Let's say we do 5 of those. That's 100. That's 4,500 packs. That is a lot to sort of grind on on Vanguard, and I wouldn't want to put anyone in sort of like that pressure to do that, which I don't know, like it would be something that I have to ask Zep directly. I'm just coming up with ideas that I would love to do involving draft, but the problem with doing draft is look at all the problems. Deary me, deary me. Like, there are some cool ideas here though. There are some cool things we can do. 100 and I think the easiest one would be cube, but I do not know what I could do. Like I would need to find 2 others that would be willing to do that. Let alone, like we would have to like get the VP to make those particular cards. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There is another sort of style of content that we could do. That would be a deck progression. Deck progression. Progression. Can I pronounce it? Progression. Progression. Deck progression. Like that would be the more optimal thing to do. That might be the only thing we could do, a deck progression. So what we could do for this one is we pick a starter deck. Let's say once a week we like meet up, play 1 game of Vanguard, like a couple of weeks, like a couple of games of Vanguard, like once a week. We play, I don't know, like what would we do? Like how do we do that? We do we get a starter deck once a week. We get 5 packs. Bridge from there. That would be the easiest method we can do. We just pick a 1 deck because what? A deck on this game. Oh, butchers at the shop. We go for a deck. We have plenty of options for decks. Like, we have a lot of options for decks. That would work. One option for deck. We would have to. Why don't we just choose from the? I want them to be very similar power level, and some of these are broken. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. The only issue is this deck, which doesn't look too bad actually. What do you have this in this deck? This card's busted. Jesus, man. Okay, but it looks doable that way. This card would be busted. What do you want with this deck? Also, what are the prices? 1,000. 1,000 VP. So I can just buy this right now. I can buy this one and get one of the best cards in the game. Is this Link Joker? This is Link Joker. Yeah, this is Link Joker. This is... I don't actually recognize this deck. But it looks like an archetype that I have played before. Steam Fighters. Steam Fighters. Why are you called Steam Fighter? Why isn't this card called Steam Fighter? I've been wondering how you play Steam Fighter for a long time though. This is the deck that you use for that. You get these triggers from it too? I didn't even know that. Oh, that's just silly. That's just silly. G-Drive. I didn't even know this. Okay, I also want to get the DLC for this game. I hate the fact that I want to say that. I said that. But it's true. I kind of do want to try and get the DLC for this game just to see if I can. It looks fun. I say we start from the ESD data pack, unless what do these do? What are these? These, so we could probably go from, hold on, data from, this doesn't look too overpowered and it looks very basic. This looks very basic. Yeah, that works. 2,000 VP. 1,000 VP. 10,000 VP. These ones are more meta though. These are just decks. Okay, what we could do then is... Okay, this works. We have a budget. We have a budget of double G? Budget. We have a budget. It's DG. You know that. Budget of I don't actually know what we could have the budget of. Let's say this week 1 we have a budget of 2,000. Let's say we have week 1 budget for let's I don't know, like let's say for a budget for 1000 VP. This would get us one of these starter decks, either from SD, SD, ESS, ETD, ESD. Like it will give us like a full option for the decks that we can choose, except for these, because this is like literally just like this is a deck that I would play, and the fact is like these are quite literally constructed decks. This is actually good enough to go online, by the way. This deck is fairly good to go online. Budget of 1000 VP. That would get us the deck. That would get us the deck. It would also give us one deck. So we have like, let's what booster pack would we best go into? So that would give us like a budget for 1000 VP. Let's what's the minimum value for this one? So let's say 5 of these to go into. Yeah, that would work. 5 of these, one deck, 5 packs. 5 packs. So that's what, 1000 VP plus 5, that's 15. So this is why I do not use delete. I love delete, but damn it, it's annoying to do it when you're doing this. That would give us like a budget week after. So we do like, I don't know, like a first to 3. First to what? Like first to, I like hanging out with Zep, so let's do a first to 5 to 3. 5, 3. It doesn't really matter. The point here is at this point we're making like a progression here. 1 week later, let's say we do this 1 week later. We can spend, so winner gets, what do we get? What do we get from that? The winner can get like, what do we have here? Five packs. Wait, no. So winner gets, what about 2 extra packs? It's 2 extra packs. 2 extra packs, that gives them 7. From there, let's say we go for 5 weeks. So we do this for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Would be a ban season, like, and this is what, again, I press delete, I hit delete. Then we did this for, let's say 10 weeks. 10 weeks is a good sort of part to sort of jump from. We do this from 10 weeks. Every 10 weeks we get a ban. Most losses after 11 games. That person gets a Reban card. What is it? Okay, so how about this? The 11 weeks ban 2 cards. Limit 1 card. Well, no, it wouldn't be limit in this case because the limit's Yu-Gi-Oh! Limit, if we limit in Vanguard, that is literally taking, like, a limit in Vanguard would mean we'll be putting that card to 1. Also, what is considered semi-limit? What would be considered semi-limit? I'm thinking this in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, but I mean it makes sense because what is semi-limit in Vanguard? Oh. Oh. Never mind. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, so let's see. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, let's just think about this for a few minutes because we're getting something here. We're getting somewhere here. We're getting somewhere here. We're getting somewhere here. Let's say we're doing like 10 weeks. Loser gets banned. Ban 2 cards. No, wait. Ban 1 card. Ban 1 card. 2 cards. Ban 1 card. Not go for a limit. Reduce number allowed by 1, 2, 3. That's the problem here. What is the technical term for this? Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's limit, semi-limit, and forbidden. And if we want to punish someone for winning too much, I want it so that the idea would be you get the most. So the loser after 11 games gets a ban. That would work. Maybe a ban is too harsh. Maybe a ban is too harsh for this. Because if you straight up ban, some decks might like you can't ban a ride. So we can't ban a ride card. Well, maybe you can. Like maybe. Hold on, hold on. I got an idea. Limit equals what would be limit in this sort of, so in Yu-Gi-Oh it's 2 copies. So let's do 2 copies actually. Let's just do 2 copies. Hold on. Ban and 1 card limit. Let's do limit as 3. Them E equals 2. Um copies. Copy. I think that's a small copy. I don't actually know. Let's see. That would work pretty nicely. Um, hmm. Let's see. From there, what do we do? What could be 1 copy? Uh, Semi is always like half. It should be half here. What would uh yeah. Apparently, normal terminologies is limit is 1 copy. Semi limit is 2 copies. Normal is normal equals 4. What would 3 be? 3. What is 3 copy? Try limit. I like that. Okay, that works. Try limit. Oh, there we go. We're back. Try limit. uh, uh restricted. Hold up. What about restricted? Restricted, limited, try restricted. Restricted semi-limit. Semi-limited. Limit. It's a lot more complex than just the Yu-Gi-Oh format. And once again, I'm doing this. Like, it's a little bit more complex than... It's a little bit more complex than saying limit, restricted, semi-limited, limited. That's not bad though. That's actually cool. So loser gets to ban a card. So ban one card. Again. Doing it. I hate. I need to get rid of that because it's so annoying. It is genuinely quite annoying because I have to calculate stuff like this. Each get to do one card each. Okay, this is the first. Week. Loser get an extra pack. I don't know how I feel about that. Winner gets an extra pack. That doesn't make any sense. Should be loser. Loser gets an extra 2 packs. Next week. Open. You know what? I think an extra pack would be more than sufficient. Maybe? Like, because we don't need to sort of like randomly generate these stuff like in Yu-Gi-Oh! 1 extra pack should be fine. You know what? No, let's do it. Let's do 2 packs. Loser gets 2 packs. Next week. Open 5 more. I need to figure out the math side of this. Hold up. Hold up. Let's see. So there are 300 packs per here, 300 packs here, 1,000 here. Okay, we can work with that. Or 1 800 plus, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that actually is fine because these would be locked down. Like these would. Is this a trigger pack? Hold up. Is this a trigger pack? It's not a trigger pack. It has a ton of triggers in it though. It's not a trigger pack, but damn, it's got a lot of triggers in it. That looks like sort of like a good one for getting triggers though. This one doesn't. What? Why have I got an expression on? There we go. No, I'm fine with that sort of like being a rule. Hold up. What about this? Okay, so because we're going really complex here, loser gets 3 extra 300 BP. 2 800. 2 800. We still gotta get all these. This, by the way, we've still gotta grind these out. 2 800 BP. No, the loser would be way overpowered then. That would make the loser way overpowered if you do that. Oh, I don't know. 2 extra packs. 2 1 800 VP. Or 1000 VP plus give winner extra. That works. Because then you can go for these bigger pools. That way you can go for a bigger pack. Or 1 or 1,000 pack VP. Okay, so crafting. Well, if we add in crafting, how will we include it? I guess we could hold like if we wanted to, like if we want to do this as a draft, we could include crafting later on, but I don't really see the point in doing that just yet. I think this is actually going to be like this could be a really fun deck. Like this by itself could be a really fun thing to do, like with Zap. And the thing is, right? The thing is, we don't just need to use one deck. What I think we could do, is that might work. That might be cool. That could be an interesting thing. At the 11th week, we get ourselves a new deck. Wait, we do this to 6 weeks. So we do this. Actually, let's do this to 6 weeks. No, do we do this to 6 weeks? 6 weeks. We do this to 6 weeks. We do this to 6 weeks. And we do this one to 5 weeks. This way we can sort of one of each. Most gets wait, no. On the 6th week to get to one of each, merciless get extra ban. All right. 6th week new deck. There we go. That would make it really interesting because at the 6-week mark, we're sort of getting familiar with our old deck and we can bring out something new. I think that's kind of cool. That's actually not a bad idea. That's actually a really cool idea. I'll DM Zeph about that because that should be an like that might be a fun game to sort of like. That should be really interesting because the first week we're going familiar with the deck that we've already chosen, meaning we're already gonna probably go for cards that we know pretty well. Okay, let's add a rule here. Let's add a rule here. What can we do? We can always switch decks. So here's the thing. I like the idea of us trying to show off as many archetypes as possible, or many in-game, like whatever you call it, unit types, nations, clans as possible. The point is, I want to show off as much as we can, and we can having the opportunity to always switch decks in a sort of like Festa 5 format, Festa 5, Festa 3, whatever the format will be. That's something I want to talk with Zeph about. Will let us go and create interesting new dynamics. I don't know how we can include craft points into this. I don't think we should, but I think this would be really interesting, like as a dynamic to do. Like, I think this is a good and competent rule set. That could be interesting. I'm just gonna quickly send this to Zep. Get 5 packs. Red from that from put this in a clearer way. Week 1 budget 3 packs. Put this in the correct order here. Like, that could be interesting. Loser gets 5 weeks. On the 6th week, we get to limit card. No, that seems a bit too powerful, actually. That seems way too powerful. I say we get to restrict 1 card, limit it, then we get to do. That would work. Okay, no, that would work. No, that seems too strong because some decks might not be able to function if you get to limit one card per copy. So, for example, let's say let's say you've paid for a structure deck that or would it be too strong? Because we're going after 5 weeks. After 5 weeks, we're gonna have after 5 weeks. 5 weeks. You've opened how many packs? You've opened up to 5 upwards packs. Opened 5 upwards packs. Packs? Is that it? Yeah, I think it's that. 5 upwards packs. Those particular. Let's actually quickly open up a pack now. Oh, I'm gonna see what one of these. This one. Would you like to open this and show? Open. How many cards do we get off this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs. We get 7. Okay, so okay, so it's not 10 per pack, but that's not too bad. It does make drafting a lot harder, but this is actually a really cool idea. So it's 7. Okay, so after 5 weeks, we've pulled 5 packs. Up to 5 packs. 7 with 7 cards. Up to 7 cards. We would have opened up in 5 to 7 cards for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So the math here should be 7 times 5 bracket 5. I think that would be. That's what 45. Don't remember if I think that's auto telling you you're doing it by 5. That might be the correct way of doing it, but I'm pretty sure that just automatically does it. Like it says that, but it doesn't matter. Times 5. Okay, so that's 4 times 5, 20. So 200 plus 50 equals 250 packs. 250, which equals. That would equal that, which means, yeah, not only would we theoretically have another deck in the works, but theoretically, we could theoretically do this. We could theoretically do it so that we limit one card, limit a card to 1 copy of that, semi-limit to 2 copy, restrict 1 to 3 copies, and ban 1 card. Ban 0 copies. That would let us have what about ride lines though? That comes into another question. Ride lines are interesting because you don't necessarily, because there are more mechanics in Vanguard than just like banning a card. So let's say we do all this. Let's say we do all this because it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! We have other mechanics like G. We have other mechanics like G, counters and stuff like that. Striving too, that's also a mechanic. Ride lines. What about ride lines? Ride lines could not be banned. They shouldn't be banned. I say can't be banned. But limited. And there is a reason I think this. If you actually limit the ride line in some cases, it's actually just as bad as banning the card. Because let's say you get rid of the ride line for let me just show you. Yeah. I don't really care about this. Let's say we ban the ride line for. If we get rid of the ride line for this is a deck that I usually use. If we get rid of Sephi Snur's Persona ability, or if we get rid of like any cards that has specific needs to go into Persona, this deck is more or less dead. I'm not even joking here, because this particular card in particular, hold on, actually the better example than no. This card, yeah, yes, I would. There is actually an even better example of this. This particular deck dies and lives by this one card. I'm not even joking here. I don't even know how you pronounce this one. This entire deck requires you to play how many level 3s? 2 level 3s. But this particular level 3 is almost a requirement, and that is not even hyperbolic to say that. I am not being hyperbolic. This particular one is super needed to do anything with this. Let me just read its Persona ability. This is the one. Remove this card. Okay. This card can only be ridden by a grade 3 Astaroth in its name. So this is super generic if there was more than one Astaroth card, but there isn't. Remove the card with Astaroths in its different card name from this unit from your hand, soul, or drop. This is what makes this card in particular pretty strong. Remove a card with Astaroth in its name, in its different. This is why I hate card games, because this is just saying something that is very specific. But yeah, basically this effect here would never trigger. Like, it would work with the other units, because you do get like this. No, you don't. Okay, never mind. I tell a lie. This would only work. This effect would never trigger off here if you manage to ban this. It would trigger off probably once and never again, which is good enough in modern day Vanguard. It's just still like it's very specifically named just because you need to get this card on board. And this is the problem with, if you banned a card, if you banned a ride line, this would never work. So this is the reason why I'm thinking you should keep the ride line as is. I think you shouldn't be able to ban cards that are in ride decks, because essentially this is useless as a uh as a zero in any other deck. So zeros are like really useless. This is okay as it's actually the most useful card that's outside the ride deck. So you could probably, yeah, maybe ban that one. Oh, wait. No. I could make the rule even more specific. Okay, this works. This works. I have an idea. This works. No. That I have an idea for that then. Ride lands can get banned, can't get banned, but can get limited in main deck. So if you have the ride line in the main deck, you can essentially ban. You can ban the card in the main deck, but no, that seems way too toxic. Hold up. Ban might be a little too like harsh for this. Like you would still be able to do the rad line, you would still be able to do a lot of things, but yeah, okay, yeah. That works. No, limited in the main deck. So if you have it in the rad line, ride line, you can keep it in the ride deck. However, it can get banned in the main deck. This is beautiful. That's a beautiful rule. Because some decks will not be able to function with like them banning their main free. Yeah, that's not a bad rule though, because it still means you can still use the ride line. It just gets rid of the factor of using persona ride, which can be pretty overpowering in some cases. But I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if we should be able to ban cards though. Then again, like, would you be hitting grade 3s? Like, there's some grade 3s that are incredibly broken, but not in a. There is an option here. Okay, there is options here. Oh. We can pick one card to be restricted, one to be semi-limited. That might work. Loser. Loser gets to pick a limit card. That works. I think that kind of works. That option kind of seems cool and easy to do. That's been gotten. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. Oh, dearie me. That's kind of cool. That is a kind of cool idea. Semi-limited. There we go. Six weeks. By by new deck. Can always X for Nova. Always switch decks. I hate pressing delete. I hate it. I genuinely do. I genuinely do. Because now I have to look over what it changed. Can always switch decks. Can always switch decks if put it here. Got him. Yeah, I know what I just said. I don't care. Not like I'm making this for a video anyways. Or how I came up with a draft idea. Well, it's not even, it's a progression series idea. It's not even particularly interesting. It's more along the lines of I'm doing it because, I don't know, something to do. Like, I'd rather do this than nothing at all. And it gives me something to sort of, hey, I did something today. Let's see. Um, uh, hmm. What could be interesting here is after 5 weeks, opened 5 packs equals, okay. Yeah, no, that works. That a lot of this works. So from the next week, open 5 more. Loser gets an extra pack. If we have enough. Oh, there we go. It's got it. It's the G for another ads from the 5 if we have enough cards from what? From what? The correct term here would be well, I don't know. All the packs can make you deck in the match. Can always switch decks. Yeah, I did that one completely by purpose. Yep. That seems fine. It's fine and dandy. That seems cool. That seems like an idea that would work. We switch decks. No limit in number decks. If you can make 5 decks, I don't see the point in like worrying about that. No, wait. What would be fun is if we limit our decks that we can bring to 3. Because then we can sort of get. Oh, done. Hit 2, 3. Okay. So here's the idea. Pick a starter deck. So get 5 packs. Upgrade from there. Week 1. Yeah. Budget. Okay. So deck progression. Week 1 we get 1 week, a budget of 1,500, aka 1 deck, 5 packs, first to 5, best of that's meant to be 3 or 4. Best of 3 or 5 that week wins. Next week, open 5 more. Loser gets 2 packs of 300 VP, or 1 pack of 800, or 1 pack of 1,000 gives plus and gives winner extra pack. Uh, if we have enough cards, make a deck with 5 cards per 5 weeks. After 5 weeks, been gotten. On 6 weeks, we get to can limit a card. Right lands can after 6 games. I don't actually know if that's a good rule. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I think this optional one is good. We get to pick 1 card to be restricted, 1 card to be semi-limited. Loser gets to go to limit. Loser gets to pick an extra. I think not limit. That seems a bit over. Extra restrict might actually be better. Of the 6 weeks. Extra restricted card. Get the limited and the main deck. Can buy a new deck. Maybe nation locked. Nation locked. Okay, you cannot. No, that's I don't like that. I don't like that. That's dull. That's boring. I like the fact that you can theoretically go for like use. I like the idea that you can theoretically. I do like the fact that you can theoretically go and just go for one nation in particular. That feels like fun. When I get this week, you can new deck. Same budget of it's a D, isn't it? Budgets. Budget of I think it's 1,000 VP. 1,000 VP. 1,000 VP, 1,000 VP. Yes, I'd like to discard the deck edits. A deck is deck is 1,000 VP to 2,000 VP. Same budget. Thousand or 2,000 if all the everyone agrees. That works. I'm just gonna send this to Zep. Just took 2 hours to make this. Hold up, hold up. Yeah. And I think I might call it soon here for that. Mostly because it's not very active in here today. So I think I've done my daily task for what's it called? Wednesday? This is Monday. Not very active day. I don't really intend it to be too active. What time is it? It's nowhere near the time I would normally stream. Oh wait, no, it is. Oh dearie me. I spelt you thoughts instead of your thoughts. Your thoughts. I am amazing at the written word. I clearly have an amazing idea for this. Yeah, no, that was fun. That was actually quite an interesting 2 hours. Literally writing out rules to make content. That could be really fun though. I genuinely think it could be quite an interesting experiment I wouldn't mind doing. Oh. The other thing is, like, I was like, if you look at the draft, it's just way too unpredictable. This at least gives us some like idea that we can do. Yeah, no. Orders, on the other hand, I didn't think of orders, but orders shouldn't impact the idea in too much shape or form. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Uh, oh, there we go. And you thought I was going to be playing an entertaining game. Well, it could be quite fun to sort of do that, actually. I've never actually played Vanguard online. That could actually be a bit of fun. Hold up. I've never actually played this online. Another one. Let's have a butch. Beginner. I am a complete and utter beginner. Let's have a butchers. Do I actually try this? I don't. You know what? I'm not really. It's one of these things with card games that you just need to press the button, don't you? You just need to press it. Do I remember the lines for this? Do I even remember the lines for this? Let me read the deck. This goes from the grave to this special summons from the grave. This is I've forgotten what you do this for. I remember some things here and there. This goes from the yeah, no, I think I need to sort of I think I'm not ready to go online. I'm just going to be 100% frank. I don't think I'm ready to go online just yet for this. It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I've actually practiced like to get to master. I don't feel ready just yet. And I'm technically making an excuse here, but technically is also the truth. I personally don't feel comfortable with this doing it just yet. Maybe I'll do a dedicated stream in the future, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I think I'm gonna call it here. Just for the sheer fact that I am absolutely shattered from yesterday. This was actually quite relaxing for me. I actually quite like doing this, just for the sheer fact that I'm just coming up with restrictions and ideas. But no, yeah, I'm gonna say this, say Jan Matinee, and yeah, Probably tomorrow I'll be doing something a little bit more action packed because today I just wanted to chill. Tomorrow I might be doing Tekken. That I'm probably going to be doing. That could be fun. Today was just more of a relaxation, and heck, I might be doing content. I might be doing something that's slightly interesting, like a sort of progression series, if you will. Should be fun. Should be fun.